What's going on, everyone? So, obviously, I'm sure most, if not all of you, are aware that Dejounte Murray is a target for the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Atlanta Hawks and the Lakers are in negotiations to try to figure out some type of trade. At some point this week, we should hopefully have an answer as to if a deal is getting done or if the Lakers are going to move on and look elsewhere. Obviously, the Lakers, any type of deal, you kind of want to get it done sooner rather than later, right? Lakers, yes, they're coming off of a win, but they've been very inconsistent, haven't won a bunch of games in the last 17 or whatever it's been and so you want to kind of get what you need now so that way you have time to kind of adjust, build that chemistry, build that understanding and relationships, so that way you can make a push into the second half of the season, because we are at the exact midway point of the season. We've played 41 games. So if you wait till the trade deadline, one, it's very possible that the Lakers are too far out of reach to where a trade doesn't make sense. And two, you even if you do get that, right, you still have to kind of make the pieces work, and there's no guarantee that it'll work right away, right? Last year, we caught a nice break, but if you get like a big usage guy or like a star type guy like a Dejounte Murray, that at times can be harder to adjust than a bunch of like role guys that you're adding to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? A guy that's Dejounte Murray, who's always been a number one or number two option in Atlanta, going to now being the number three option. You want to kind of give that time to marinate so that way guys have times to adjust and whatever, right? But the other big thing about the Dejounte Murray trade is like, what else are the Lakers getting, right? Atlanta's open to adding other pieces to the deal, right? Clint Capela is a name that has been attached to it. But to me, I'm all for getting Dejounte Murray if two things happen. One, LeBron James is more willing to play off ball, which we saw in the last game in Oklahoma City. He was playing off ball pretty much the entire game, and he was excellent. He still gave you like 25, 7, and 8 or whatever it was, right? Like, he was still excellent that game and was just a mismatch all over the court, because anybody that's as big as him is too slow. Anybody that's as quick as him is too little, and he's just bullying everybody on the court and just getting, pinpoint passes from D'Lo and other guys. And if you got a guy like Dejounte Murray, I'm all for that. Go make that happen, right? If LeBron is willing to play more off ball, because Dejounte Murray's problem is playing off ball, and he's a point guard. And if you're going to get a point guard, then go get a point guard and have LeBron play off ball. If you're going to have LeBron play on ball and be the point guard, then that's fine. I am all for that. We won a championship with LeBron James as the point guard. But then build the team according to that. So whatever direction you're going to go, pick a direction, speak to LeBron about it, and go that direction. So if LeBron's willing to play off ball, then go get Dejounte Murray and then whatever other pieces, right? Can you get a Clint Capela? Can you get a Bogdanovich? But there is also the possibility that the Lakers don't end up getting a deal with Dejounte Murray, and there is talks that the Lakers would still be interested in just acquiring Clint Capela. The Lakers think Clint Capela is a guy that could make an impact for the Lakers. And look, so it looks right now like a Dejounte Murray or a Zach LaVine. It's kind of where it's at. Dejounte Murray seems to be the priority, but there is a chance that doesn't get done, and the Lakers maybe pivot for Zach LaVine. But if Zach LaVine's, if you have to trade the farm to go get Zach LaVine, I don't see the Lakers doing that. So a third option would be to just get multiple pieces, like get upgrades in area, right? Go get a center, which Clint Capela would fill that role, and we'll touch on that in a moment. But, you go get a center in like Clint Capela, maybe go get like a Royce O'Neal, or a Dorian Finney-Smith, or maybe you get both, right? Kind of upgrade your wings and, again, kind of let LeBron play point and kind of fit the team around him and get the proper pieces needed, right? I'm all for that, right? You could have a starting five, like let's say the Lakers were to go get Clint Capela. You could have a starting five of, say, like let's say you do the Nets deal too, right? Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Clint Capela, and Anthony Davis. And LeBron is basically operating as your point guard. You could still kind of let LeBron rest a bit on the defensive end because you'd have Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Anthony Davis, who can also defend out on the perimeter. And you kind of just hide LeBron, which LeBron isn't a bad defender when he's engaged and locked in. I mean, he's having an actual excellent defensive season when he's locked in engaged. He's holding opponents to 40.7% shooting, which is, like, I believe the best of his career. So he's been good when he's locked in and engaged. And we've seen him just completely shut down guys. But to ask him to do that possession after possession after possession, game in and game out, that's tough. Right? So I don't hate the idea of getting other pieces. And look, on the surface, Clint Capela, right? He's still 29 years old, so he's a good age. He gives you a real center, 7'5" wingspan. He's also one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. The guy's averaging like 5 offensive boards a game, which the Lakers could desperately use, right? He's averaging 4.9 offensive rebounds to be exact. So basically 5 offensive rebounds a game. He's averaging 11 points, 10.5 rebounds. So he's basically almost averaging an 11 and 11. He's averaging 1.1 assists, 1 steal, and 1.7 blocks. That's very good, right? He's not a floor spacing center. He's not a floor spacing big, anything like that. Like Clint Capela alongside LeBron James, or alongside Anthony Davis, and yes, LeBron James, but more so that big man pairing of Clint Capela and Anthony Davis. Now you can move AD to the 4. Does make sense, right? And at this point, the Lakers got to do whatever they got to do. The problem is like, I just don't believe Clint Capela is a $20 million a year center, right? He's making $20 million this year, and he's making $22 million next year. Now, he definitely is a position of need for the Lakers and would be solid in that role. He's definitely a guy that I think could marginally move the needle. Like, I don't think like, oh, we got Clint Capela, we're a contender now. I don't think anything like that, but I do think he could make an impact, and his impact could be felt, right? Without a doubt. Because also, like, when Anthony Davis is out of the game, you could have Clint Capela in the game, or if Anthony Davis takes a night off, you could have Clint Capela in the game. So I do definitely like the idea of getting a guy like Clint Capela, but you're locking yourself into $20 million a year for a center. Now, again, if you're getting a Dejounte Murray, you're getting a Clint Capela, you're getting a Bogdanovich, then I am more willing to kind of eat the $20 million from Capela, because at that point, it's like, you basically got all your positions of need. You're locked up long-term anyway with all of your players in your roster. Like, this is your current roster. So, like, Clint Capela making $20 million isn't as much of an impact, right? And, you know, after the season now, he becomes an expiring deal, so you could always flip him if it doesn't work out. Like, there's options and flexibility there. But to just trade for Clint Capela, I think it would be tough. But you can make the argument that the reason the Lakers can even get a Clint Capela and get somebody of his stature, I mean, he's a walking double-double, right? Who can block shots, rebound. He is a little undisciplined at times on the defensive end, right? He can generate a lot of fouls at times, but he would be a clear, definitive upgrade over all of the centers we have currently on this roster. Not name Anthony Davis, of course. But again, like, to me, it would be like, okay, you got Clint Capela. What else are you getting, right? Are you completely revamping the roster? If so, then what is it, right? Like, if you're getting Clint Capela and then you're trading for, like, Zach LaVine and, you know, and then trading for, like, Royce O'Neal or something like that, however you want to break that down, then sure, like, I'd be all for that, because then imagine, like, Zach LaVine, Royce O'Neal, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Clint Capela. Like, you are very good on both sides of the basketball. But again, it's like, what else you get? If it's just like, oh, we just traded for Clint Capela, we got a center. Like, to me, it's like, okay, that's cool. I'd be excited. I'd be pumped. But now you're overpaying for a center that, yes, would be good, but it doesn't really move the needle enough in the direction of like, okay, now you're better, right? Now, again, I do think a guy like Clint Capela would impact the Lakers tremendously. Because a guy like Clint Capela would help on the offensive side and the defensive side. And it's not even because he's a guy that's like a great scorer or anything like that, but offensive rebounds lead to other offensive opportunities, which lead to more offensive points, which would just inherently make the Lakers better offensively, right? It's what I talked about like with Jared Vanderbilt, and we've seen that to an extent when Jared Vanderbilt actually gets to play significant minutes, and you're starting to see it more as he's coming into his own. He's getting back to being the Jared Vanderbilt we know and love, right? said, Jared Vanderbilt, yes, he's a liability on the offensive side, but he helps inherently just generate offense because he's getting deflections, he's getting steals, he's getting hustle plays, which get offensive rebounds, he's raising the energy level, all those things. It just translates to more offense. Even minimal, it's still, if you get an extra 2 points a game that you wouldn't get with Jared Vanderbilt, that's still an extra 2 points. So if you look at a guy like Clint Capela, right, you're getting a guy that is going to constantly be a lob threat, can get steals, block shots, protect the rim, protect the paint, and generate offensive rebounds, which give the Lakers more opportunities offensively. So if you get a guy like Clint Capela, and even if he translates to 3 more points a game, that's still 3 more points a game that you're not getting currently. So again, I am all for getting a guy like Clint Capela, and if the Lakers are interested in targeting just him, like if everything else doesn't work out, cool with that. But you got to there's got to be more to it than that, right? And yes, there are other teams that are supposedly like the Sacramento Kings and the Houston Rockets and stuff are interested, apparently, in Clint Capela, which doesn't really make sense since they both have centers, right? Like, and what, are you going to really run Sabonis at the power forward position? Are you going to really run Şengün at the power forward position? Are you going to bring Clint Capela off the bench? So now you're paying somebody $20 million this year and $22 million next year to come off the bench. Like, I don't know. I just don't think that they're really serious about investing into that. I mean, maybe, but I think the Lakers have a very good chance of getting Clint Capela. I don't think it would cost you much because of his salary and because of his contract, and I think the market would be limited for him. And also, it'd be nice to get AD some help, right? AD's been unbelievable this season, and his shot is falling. Right? Like, if this was AD of last year, I'd be like, nah, like, keep AD at the center position and run that, right? But AD's shot has been very good this year. And so if he can continue to shoot the way he's shooting, then you can absolutely run him at the power forward position, right? My concern is LeBron having to play the 3, as I mentioned earlier, at his age, having him have to chase around younger, twitchier, more athletic wings. Well, not more. I mean, LeBron's still insanely athletic, but you get my point. Like, compared to other, like the power forwards and stuff, where LeBron James can kind of just play that free safety role and just kind of play the scout role and doesn't really have to work hard on the defensive side. I mean, how many times have we seen LeBron James, like, not even close out or not even challenge a shot? He just kind of stands there and waits for the rebound, right? Can't really do that if he's playing the 3. So I do have concerns that, you run the risk of him wearing down or the defense getting worse. But I think you kind of just do it and make it work and you figure it out. I mean, at this point, the Lakers got to do what they got to do, right? If you have to put LeBron at the 3 to make everything fit and make you a better team, then LeBron's got to play the 3, and that's just what it is, right? But anyway, I'm not like, if we got Clint Capela, I'd be happy, right? But, like, I'm not super sold on, like, yeah, Clint Capela, yeah. Like, I would be happy, but I don't think he's like this huge needle mover. I definitely think he makes the Lakers better, right? I do. I absolutely believe the Lakers would be much better with Clint Capela. But does he make us a top 4 team in the league or top 5 team in the league? No, I don't think so. But anyway, time will tell. We'll see how it goes. As always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Would you be okay with just getting Clint Capela? Do you think, no, you got to get other things? You got to go get Dejounte Murray. You got to get Bogdanovich or Hunter or whatever, right? Could you get, like, let's say you can't get Dejounte Murray. Could you get, like, Clint Capela and, like, a Bogdanovich? Could you get Clint Capela, Saddiq Bey, and Bogdanovich? Clint Capela, Hunter, and Saddiq Bey? Because they're pretty much willing to just include Saddiq Bey in anything. So go get Saddiq Bey too, right? Now at that point, now it's like, okay, again, I don't know if that makes you a contender, but it's like, okay, well, you got upgrades in other positions. You got upgrades in other needs, right? Maybe you can make some other move. I don't know. But as always, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.